Alright, let's get this over with. So, my project is about cells, both eukaryotic and prokaryotic. I have a question. What are cells? Well, cells are basically what make us up. About 37 trillion of them are currently in you. That's a lot. I can't even count that. You could say that again. But anyway, let's continue. So, let's start out with prokaryotic cells. They are pretty simple, having no organelles, which means they are pretty much just a cell for DNA. For example, the first life on Earth were these cells, single-celled organisms. They just have a cell membrane, DNA, and cytoplasm. Nothing special. However, they did eventually evolve into eukaryotic cells. Some scientists think that prokaryotic cells were taken in by eukaryotic cells as an organelle. What about the eukaryotic cells? Eukaryotic. Eukaryotic. Okay. Well, anyway, a eukaryotic cell can be either single-cell or multi-cell. And they're the type of cell that make up you guys and me. What about the organelles? I'm getting to arouse a... Calm down. Organelles are basically the organs of a cell. For example, the nucleus is the brain of the cell. Let's talk about the nucleolus, and we might as well do the nucleolus as well. Also, ignore my dog, he's in the other room. The nucleus is basically the brain of the cell. It stores the nucleolus, which holds the DNA that makes up you and me. The nucleus does more than act as the brain of the cell. It can actually control growth and reproduction. The nucleolus, however, stores your deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA if you want to shorten it. Surrounding the nucleus is the nuclear membrane, which keeps the nucleus together. That way the DNA inside will not spill out. And I'm sure all of you know about this, about the mitochondria, but it is the powerhouse of the cell. Thank you for your input, Susie. You're welcome. But anyway, we're going to talk about ribosomes, and the two types of ER. Ribosomes are made up of ribosomal RNA, and link up amino acids together to form proteins. Some ribosomes are bound to the rough ER, which is composed of cisternae, tubules, and vesicles, which are found throughout the cell and are involved in protein manufacture. Hey Chris, isn't there two types of ER? Yes, the one I just talked about was the rough ER. The smooth ER is associated with the production of lipids, steroids, and also responsible for detoxifying the cell. Now, how about we move on to some different organelles? What would you like to learn about? How about the ones that are only found in plant cells? Sounds good. The organelles only found in plant cells with cell wall, chloroplast, and central vacuole. Chloroplast helps with photosynthesis. That's how leaves and other plants get their green color. The cell wall, which is only found in plant cells, acts as structure. That way the plant doesn't collapse. Central vacuole is basically a giant vacuole. It's for storing water, waste, etc. Animal cells also have vacuoles, but there are more and they are a lot smaller. Well, any questions on the organelles that are only in plants? I got one question. Yes, Susie? Well, we've covered plant cell organelles, ribosomes, the ER, and the nucleus. Before we go into animal organelles, could we focus on organelles in both cells now? Sure. Heck yeah. Wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic about this. You hate school, so I enjoyed this. Okay. We covered the mitochondria, ribosomes, ER, nucleus, and the nucleolus. Why not begin with what covers the cell as a whole? The cell membrane is a layer that protects the cell itself. Plant cells, animal cells, and even prokaryotic cells have it. Now, time for the inner organelles. We've already covered the ER, ribosomes, nucleus, and the nucleolus. Don't forget the mitochondria! Now, why in the world would I forget the powerhouse of the cell? Well, anyway, how about we begin with the centrioles, which help with the cell division, also known as mitosis. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Another organelle is the Golgi apparatus, which processes, sorts, and packages proteins and lipids for transport to their final destination, both inside and outside the cell. Also, one of the more important organelles will actually kill the cell. What? I know you're worried, but is to stop the cell from going haywire and causing cancer or something else. 3 hours later of Chris yapping about cells. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you all have a great day. Well, time to make a dark fountain. Chris, don't.